Oh, that's Mr. Oh, wait a minute. Who day? Who day? Who they think I'll beat the Bengals? Well, Jacksonville Jaguars almost beat them yesterday. They almost lost to the Browns last week. Somebody's eventually going to beat them, but as it stands right now, the Cincinnati Bengals are 2-0. No. Oh, this is Mr. Hornsby 3. This is the Mr. Hornsby 3 show, and today I got one more week, NFL week recap, and then I probably won't do another one until later in the year. Because, I just figured, well, hey, I'm reacting to this week and last week because it's been a pretty good week for the Indianapolis Colts. Pretty good 2 weeks for the Indianapolis Colts. But it's even better since, with what happened yesterday against the Denver Broncos. You know what? When I see my friend Eric, I'm going to have to say something. Anyway, he is with my cousin Chrissy right now, so yeah, I'll go say something to him. Next time I go see Chrissy, I'm going to say something. Anyway. So yes, this is my reaction to week 2 of the NFL season, and of course I'm going to start out with, of course, my Indianapolis Colts, who pulled out a last-minute win against the blasted Denver Broncos. Hallelujah. Now look, I was kind of worried we were going to lose this game. First of all, I'm like, man, Denver's better than what Miami is. Not only that, we didn't have Tajarius Ward or Laiatu Latu this week. I'm like, oh man, we're going to lose. I mean, yeah, we still got Kwity Paye, and we still got, we still got everybody else, but we don't got freaking Laiatu Latu and Tajarius Ward. And we won. The defense did not look as good as it did last week against the Dolphins, but then again, the Dolphins suck. But then again, the Dolphins put up, 27 against the Patriots yesterday, which I'll talk about that game in a minute. But, yeah. But, something that really bothered me, I watched the recap from Bring the Juice. I gotta say, I'm sorry. What frickin' game were you watching? Because, yeah, maybe the first half there wasn't too much pressure, but that second half, I've seen a lot of guys getting pressure from the defensive line on frickin', what's his name, Bo Nix. One of them being Kwity Paye, but I keep forgetting. The Bring the Juice guys, some reason, got a hate boner for Kwity Paye. Not only that, that interception that Cam Byron got, it was forced by Kwity Paye and frickin' Tyquan Lewis because they both were right there, pressure in the face, and then it caused the INT. Also, I think DeForest Buckner got some pressure, and I think a couple other guys got some pressures. Samson Ebukam got a sack yesterday. So I don't know what the hell Cody Felger was talking about when he said, oh, the defense didn't get much frickin' pressure. Bo Nix was able to do this and that, No, there were certain players, and some of these players were consistently getting pressure, like Kwity Paye. I've seen quite a few times where Kwity Paye had pressure on Bo Nix. But like I said, they don't want to give frickin' Kwity Paye no credit for nothing because for whatever reason, Bring the Juice has a hate boner for frickin' hate boner for Kwity Paye. So. But, it was a 28-29 win for us. And for the first time since 2009, we are 2-0. We haven't been 2-0 since the Peyton Manning days. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Jones is not Peyton Manning, but I'll tell you what, and I thought, man, we're also going to lose because Daniel Jones is going to show his true colors this week. And look what happened. Daniel Jones threw for 300 and something yards. Now, if we beat Tennessee and we end up freaking beating the Rams in the next 2 weeks, then I'll start buying into Daniel Jones as the quarterback. But you know what? This was a pretty good test because we had Denver. We had Bo Nix. And if this was a game last year where we had Richardson as the quarterback, we probably would have lost. But, yeah, so we get the win, 29-28. Originally, we thought we lost because there was a point where we were going for that final field goal. It was a 60-yarder. Spencer Schrader missed it, but because of a leverage call, we got some yardage. Spencer Schrader hit the field goal and made it, which made him perfect on the day for field goals. So I was very excited. I'm like, yes, we beat the freaking Broncos. That was the first test. We could beat the Rams, but I don't know who could beat the Rams. Rams look pretty good. They look about as good as they did that Super Bowl year. Well, they kind of fell off toward the end of the year in that Super Bowl year, though. But, yeah. Got the win over Denver. I'm pretty sure we'll beat Tennessee. Tennessee's not that good. But the real test will be the freaking Rams. Can we beat the Rams? And I hope we have Jadarius Ward back Sunday for the game against the Titans. And I hope we have him back for the game against the Rams. But we'll have to see. Hopefully we have Latu back too, because Latu, this is his chance to become the next Dwight Freeney. So we'll see. But yeah, my Colts get the win. 2-0 for the first time since 2009. The Peyton, we weren't even 2-0 with Andrew Luck as our quarterback. But supposedly at that time we were supposed to be about winning championships. Yeah. More like we were winning the injury report because Andrew Luck was injured every freaking time you turn around. You sneeze on him, he was injured. You know, so speaking of injured and injury prone, let's talk about everybody around here's favorite quarterback, Joe Burrow. Now, yes, the Bengals won when he was out yesterday, but Joe Burrow injured again. And I watched ESPN, and it's going to be 3 months. Can the Bengals win for 3 months? I don't think they can. Because what? This is, 3 months. So he probably won't be back till December. Which, that pretty much puts a freaking dash on the Bengals' hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Unless your defense steps up. Unless your backup quarterback steps up. Which the Bengals defense has been stepping up these past couple weeks. I mean, seriously. Kind of like with my Colts, like I said. It's not about who has the best defense throughout the whole game. It's about who makes the plays when they need to be made at the end of the game. And the Bengals made the plays that they needed to make at the end of the game yesterday to beat Jacksonville. And same with my Colts. We made the plays when we needed to. That's what matters. That's a sign of a real good defense. Making the stops when you need them. Not throughout the whole freaking game and shutting a team out a whole game. Last week was pretty much a vacation week for us against Miami. Even though, like I said, Miami scored like 27, 28 against the freaking Patriots. Although the Patriots won, but I'll talk about that game in a minute. But, yeah. I mean, Bengals, I don't know. You better hope this backup can carry the team until Burrow's back. Because if not, your chances of the playoffs are done finito. But then again, your defense, like I said, has been making plays when they need to make them at the end of the games to win the games. So maybe the Bengals will just rely on their defense. I mean, come on. It worked for Eli Manning both times he won the Super Bowl, despite people saying, oh, Eli's elite and he's better than Peyton. No, Eli was a glorified game manager who had 2 great defenses that helped him defeat the Patriots in 2 Super Bowls. But, yeah. Speaking of Mannings, I'm going to talk about Arch Manning too, because I'm getting a little worried about him. But I'll talk about him in a minute. But, yeah, so Bengals get the win, the Colts get the win, and guess what? Bengals and Colts are both 2-0. That's crazy. Alright, now let's get to the Patriots and the freaking Dolphins. I guess, at week 1, I guess that was just, an off game for the Patriots because the Patriots came out and they took it to the Dolphins yesterday. Now, yeah, they still let the Dolphins score over 20 points, but they did clamp down. They got the win. They're moving on. Are the Patriots about to be back in the presses of being a playoff team again? I wouldn't go that far yet, but you know, you never know. 1-1, and the game they played last week was a pretty close game. So, yeah, I guess. All right. Now let's talk about a team that all these frickin' Johnson writers like to talk about. I get so frickin' annoyed hearing about them. The frickin' Dallas Cowboys. And I hope Cowboys fans didn't get their hopes high and mighty that, oh yeah, we're good again because we beat the Giants. Yeah. You had to frickin' get into overtime to beat the crappy Giants. Giants suck. I think frickin' Russell Wilson is washed. He had a good game yesterday, but then again, when you're playing the frickin' Dallas Cowboys defense, you could have a good game. But yeah, I think the frickin' Giants are. I think Russell Wilson's washed. I think he needs to retire. He's done. He's washed. He's had his Super Bowl championships. He's been in Super Bowls. He's been in playoffs. He's done all that. And I think he's washed. But yeah, all these frickin' Cowboys fans and all these Cowboys Johnson writers. Yeah, you know. That's pretty bad. When you have to go into overtime to beat the frickin' New York Giants. Seriously. That's pretty bad. Alright, let's talk about the Bears. I mean, boy. Everybody keeps saying the Bears are going to do something. They got Caleb Williams now. They're going to do something. They got Caleb Williams now. They got a new coach. They got a new coordinator. They're going to do something. Why did they get dominated by the freaking Lions yesterday? The Lions had a palate cleanser game yesterday. Because the beating they took against the freaking Green Bay Packers last week, I think that woke the freaking Lions up, and the Lions went and dominated. Completely and utterly dominated the freaking Bears. The Bears are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. You want to crown them? Crown them. You can crown them to be #1 pick probably this year. I will say Caleb Williams has made some plays that have gotten him in position to possibly win. But when you don't got a defense, you don't got that good of a running game, you don't got that many good offensive weapons, yeah, you're not going to do much. Alright, so last night, I didn't watch the game. Last night, Falcons beat the Vikings. I'm like, whoa. Wait a minute. Don't the Vikings have J.J. McCarthy? Weren't they supposed to be better with him? And I don't think the Vikings have won. I think they won last week. They might have. But then they got beat yesterday by the frickin' Falcons. So, I don't know. Minnesota's supposed to have this great defense, but yet they couldn't beat the frickin' Falcons. You can't beat the Falcons? Can't beat the Atlanta Falcons? Come on now. How can you not beat the Atlanta Falcons? Seriously. How? I don't know. But speaking of palate cleanser game, I mean, anytime you go against Tennessee, I guess it's a palate cleanser too, because the Rams just ran all over and dominated the frickin' Titans yesterday. And the Titans had a close game last week with a good team, and then they just got dominated by the Rams. So yeah, there's a lot of games that were dominated. Speaking of it, I was just talking about how good the Jets looked. They even looked better than the frickin' Steelers in a loss to the frickin' Steelers last week, and then they go and get dominated by the frickin' Buffalo Bills. It was like 31-10. Like, whoa, Jesus Christ, what the heck? But I think Justin Fields got injured. So I'm like, what the heck? How do you get dominated? And I was just talking about how you look good against the frickin' Steelers, and then you frickin' get dominated. Also, the frickin', the Ravens had a palate cleanser game too yesterday. I mean, just give them the Browns, that's a good palate cleanser. That's why I don't get how the Bengals struggled against the freaking Browns last week. Because freaking Baltimore goes out. They had just played an exhausting Monday night game. I think it was a Monday night. It might have been Sunday night. They played an exhausting Sunday night game against the Bills, and then they go and just crush the freaking... they just go and crush the freaking Browns. And I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing people say, oh, yeah, Browns defense is good. No, it's not. The only good player on the Browns defense is that freaking Garrett. Freaking Garrett is the only good defensive player. When he's out in the game, their defense will look like $1 million. But when he's not in the game, their defense looks like Garbo. You know, I was even saying this to my brother-in-law JC Saturday. I'm like, no, their defense is overrated. What are you talking about? Myles Garrett is their defense. He's out. They ain't doing nothing. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm tired of people overrating the Ravens defense, or the Browns defense. Ravens defense is okay. I'm tired of overrating the Browns defense. And, you know, I'm sure that's what Bengals fans were used first. Oh, well, you know, the Browns, they got good, you know, defense. Okay. So, yeah, they got good defense, huh? Why the fudge did they just get obliterated then? Yeah, they just got obliterated by Baltimore, whose defense couldn't stop anybody last week, especially Josh Allen. I gotta say also, too, Joe Flacco's washed. He's not as elite as he used to be when he was in Baltimore. Yeah, so he's not as elite as he used to be when he was in Baltimore, so, yeah. I gotta say it, yeah. He's not that elite anymore. He's washed. Speaking of washed, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and their brand new toy, their brand new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. You know, last week was a good game for him, but then again, you're playing the damn Jets. How can you not look good against? It's like playing the freaking Giants. If you don't look good against the Giants, you're terrible. But the freaking, and yeah, people could probably say, well, Seattle's got a good defense and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But they've got, what's his freaking name? Fuck. Shit. Fuck. I don't know. His name will come to me, but, you know, they got that one quarterback on the Seattle. And then you got Sam Darnold on one side as your quarterback in Seattle. And then you got Aaron Rodgers. Who do you think should have won that game? Let's say Aaron Rodgers. But you know what? Sam Darnold's looking good. And I guess he's proven that that last year Minnesota wasn't a fluke. Because he's looking better than what he did. I think Seattle, might be 2-0 as well. I don't know. But Pittsburgh hinged all their bets on Aaron Rodgers. They didn't even get a quarterback for the future. They're like, let's go with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is washed. That's why Green Bay got rid of him. That's why New York got rid of him. And now he's with Pittsburgh, and he's probably going to be gone after this year. Maybe he retires. Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, come on now. Aaron Rodgers is washed. That game last week was a lucky game for him. Who were they playing anyway? Shoot. Who were they playing? I don't know. I think they were playing a bad team anyway. Alright, let's talk about San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco did pretty good yesterday. Beat the Saints. But the Saints almost came back and won. So, yeah. How the heck do you let the Saints nearly come back and beat you? But then again, it's about that close game mentality that, like, you know, make the plays when it counts, and that's how you win. So yeah, you make the plays, that's how you win. And that's exactly what happened with them. Alright, yeah, I'll get to the big game that's happened last week, or this past week. I'll get to that at the end of the video. But anyway, got a couple more of these other games to talk about. Then I'll talk about the freaking game I'm pretty sure everybody wants to hear me talk about. But yeah. Well, so what was the other game? Arizona taking on the Panthers. And the Panthers almost made a comeback and won. Like, dude, how the heck do you let the sorry Panthers nearly come back and win? I mean, seriously. The Panthers are nothing. They're garbo. And you nearly let them beat you. They almost came back. You know, when the fourth quarter started, you had two close games. The Colts and the frickin' Broncos and the frickin' Eagles and the Chiefs. And, you know, it looked like that game was over in the fourth quarter. Started in Arizona, and then the Panthers come back and nearly get the win. Like, what? How do you let that happen, Arizona? I mean, seriously. I don't know. And then people were like, oh, that was the most exciting. No, it wasn't. It wasn't exciting till toward the end of the game. When the frickin' Panthers were desperate. After, outside of that, that game was a blowout through most of the frickin' game. But yeah, and then the Panthers got desperate, started playing better, and won. They're still 0-2, so yeah. Anyway. Alright, now let's talk about the game everybody wants me to talk about, the Chiefs and the Eagles. Yeah, honestly, I thought the Chiefs were going to win this. I'll be honest with you. I think the Chiefs were going to come out. They were going to play good. Because, you know, the Eagles' defense is not what it was when they played them in the Super Bowl 8 months ago. The frickin' Eagles' defense lost some key players. And I'm like, well, their defense ain't going to do what they did to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. And guess what? They did what they did to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I mean, seriously. I think the final score was 20-17, but still, the Eagles still did what they did to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs are going to have a bad year this year. I think they'll bounce back next year, but this year I think they're bound for a bad year. 0-2, they've had a lot of Super Bowl runs, they've had a lot of playoff runs, and maybe they make the Super Bowl. Maybe not, though. I think they're going to have a bad year this year because, man, you got beat by the Eagles. And you got beat by the Chargers. Now the Eagles, yeah, they're a really good team. I don't know how the Chargers look. I guess I'll watch the Monday Night Football game tonight to find out. But more than likely, I'll probably watch the frickin' Chargers and Raiders, you know. Because honestly, you know, I don't know. But it comes on at 10 o'clock. Why couldn't they just put Houston and Tampa on at 10 o'clock? I'd rather watch the Chiefs than that, but, I mean, the Chargers and the Raiders, and frickin' watch the Bucks and the Texans. But, you know what? Is what it is. You know, one good thing, too, is, you know, since Jacksonville lost yesterday, we now lead our division. Even if Houston wins tonight, they'll be 1-1. We're in lead in our division. Not only are we 2-0, we got the lead in our division right now. And if we beat Tennessee, that's going to take our lead even further because we'll be 3-0. But, yeah, I mean, we lead our division. It was the first time in a while we've been in the lead in our division. Let's keep up doing what we're doing. If we keep doing what we're doing, I think we can make a playoff run this year. But you know what? Like I said, I'm not going to have my hopes high. Maybe toward the end of the year when it gets closer to playoff time, maybe I might be feeling different. But yeah, you know, gotta see what the Colts do. They gotta see how they do. I'm pretty sure they'll beat the Steelers. I mean, when the Colts are good and they have a good quarterback in that, and they take on Aaron Rodgers, they usually beat Aaron Rodgers. So I think we'll beat the Steelers. And plus we beat the Steelers the last, 3 years when we played them. The Chiefs, we'll see what the Chiefs look like by the time they play us. I think that's a Monday Night Football game. I don't know. I think we play the Ravens, and we've kind of beaten the Ravens the last couple times we played them, even though our year ended up in a bad year and they ended up in the playoffs, but so it doesn't matter if you beat somebody in the regular season. That's the team that's in the playoffs, and you're the team sitting at home wishing you were in the playoffs. Yeah. So yeah, and I'll predict who I think's going to win tonight. I think the freaking Chargers are probably going to win against the Raiders. And then I think the Bucks are going to beat the Texans. Texans did not look good last week. They did not look good at all. Maybe they come out and look better this week. But until I see that they do look better, I'm going to say the Bucks win. Maybe the Texans win. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going with Bucks to win, and I'm going with the Chargers to win. Because I feel like, Jim Harbaugh, things that go the way he was hoping for last year. But this year, he gets a chance to implement. He got a chance to pick more of his players he wants to pick. So we'll have to see. But yeah. But that'll do it. And like I said, I probably won't have another freaking reaction video to week of football until like the middle of the year, or toward the end of the year. Because, I got so many other things I want to do. But I wanted to talk about this because for the first time since 2009, my Colts are 2-0. Not only that, they are leading the division. So I'm happy for that. Like I said, if we're freaking close to 10-7 or 11-6 or 12-5 by the end of the year, I'm going to be having the biggest head ever. And I'm going to say, nobody can beat us. And I will believe in Daniel Jones. I'll even break down and sing a song saying, I believe in Daniel Jones. I believe in Danny Dimes. I believe in Indiana Jones. That's only if we're close to a playoff berth and we're not freaking whatever record at 8 by the time we get to toward the end of the season. But yeah, that'll do it. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. I got the freaking some more Build the Halloween Figure Havoc. Also, Wednesday I'm going to be I'm going to be ranking my favorite vampire movies. Also going to put a couple anime in there that I liked. But, those are going to be honorable mentions. They're not going to be a part of the main list, but they are going to be honorable mentions. Despite what one stupid YouTube channel keeps saying about one of those anime movies. Fuck you all. Anyway. Then Friday, Texas Chainsaw Massacre playthrough. And maybe Thursday I'll get back to doing shorts in Newport. Whether it's freaking showing off the graffiti on the Cincinnati Bridge. Whether it's doing another Not My Newport segment. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I did do a short yesterday. Me, my wife, and my son all went to Walmart for his birthday yesterday. Because he wanted to spend his money. And I found 2 Ultimate Edition Lex Lugers. But guess what? You'll have to watch the frickin' short to find out what happened. Anyway, also I want to give a birthday shout out to my nephew Will, because I forgot to mention him on Friday. I had thought about mentioning him on Friday, but by the time I got to the video, I completely forgot. So, birthday shout out to my nephew Little Will. Also, happy 19th birthday to my nephew Chris, which is my older sister Kristen's son. Chris Isaacs turning 19 years old. Boy, these kids grow up fast. But yeah, happy birthday Chris, happy birthday Will. And like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow my Facebook fan page, Mr. Hornsby 83 Show. Follow my Facebook business page, Trigen Toys. I've posted a lot of new stuff that I've picked up for flea market booths and all that stuff. And probably for the school this coming, I think it's Saturday or Sunday, I don't know. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow for Build the Halloween Figure Havoc. See you Wednesday for the freaking Texas, the vampire video. Catch you guys later. Peace out.